I can feel your energy pulsating down my spine. Oh, I am not the enemy. No need to run and hide. No. But as the night draws near, we are animals of fear. Feels so cold inside my head. And as the sun comes up, we are always out of luck. There's no room for us here. It's a cold-blooded love. It's a cold-blooded love. It's a cold-blooded love. Helps us break each other's hearts. It's a cold-blooded love. It's a cold-blooded love. Helps us break each other's hearts. It's a cold-blooded love.
Okay, so you guys have seen this car on our social media, and some of you have been asking to see it on the channel. Well, here it is, the official Roads Untraveled whip, 2001 Subaru Forester STI, imported from Japan through Mark over at Brave Auto International. Here it is. It is an automatic transmission, turbocharged flat four under the hood, putting out a modest 250 horsepower. But trust me, it's a quick car. So here in Vancouver, we have the 15-year import rule, as I've mentioned in previous videos. So basically, we can import anything that's 15 years or older from Japan, from Europe, or wherever else we choose. It's only got 70,000 kilometers on it. It feels very fresh. I mean, when we got this car from Mark, you take a look at the inside, it is immaculate. The materials are in awesome shape. You could tell the previous owner really took good care of this car. So you might be wondering, why the heck would you import a Subaru Forester into North America? They already sold the Subaru Forester in America. You can get one with left-hand drive. Now that's only half the story, because if you look at the back, like I said earlier, it's got the STI badge. When you're going 100 kilometers an hour and you floor it, you've got some decent torque, you've got some decent power. On the inside, specific to this car, it did come with a few things that you'll find actually on a lot of the cars that come through the auctions over in Japan. So it's got this Panasonic display up here, which is connected to two TV antennas up on the top of the car, which is kind of funny. Apparently everybody in Japan watches TV while they drive. I guess that's legal. Who knows? Anyways, it's pretty useless here. And then it does have an aftermarket turbo timer down here, an Apexy turbo timer. A few quirks that you will get in Japanese imports, this one no exception, is the radio will not work. The FM frequencies are completely different, the antennas are different. It's all messed up. I mean, it's brought over from the other side of the world. You can listen to AM if you so desire. Not sure why you do that if you're on a nice Sunday drive. So as you guys can see, right off the bat, again, it's one of those videos, I'm not moving my hands. Marcus, you're not driving a manual. What is this? I thought you were a real driver. Well, I am, and this car is one exception. So it is an automatic transmission. Manuals actually of the Forester STI are extremely hard to find. There actually is a button on the side of the shifter here that says power. Now we were kind of wondering what that button exactly does. So we looked it up, and when you hit that power button, it keeps the revs a little bit higher in the rev range than it would previously. Now, obviously when you're up here doing your fun driving, I mean, okay, now kicks down and then you can go. You do lose a lot of control, like a lot of control. When you're doing corners like this and driving, you do have to wait for it. The transmission dips to like 1,000 RPM, then you gotta wait again for it to kick back up. So that control is lost, but here's the thing, the Forester is the perfect daily driver. I mean, look at it. It's got all the space in the world. It looks pretty good. It's very different. Dynamically, I mean, driving this thing, it's got a little bit of body roll, for sure. You kind of got to set it into the corner and then roll into the power from there. But once you do that, the chassis feels solid. The engine has just the right amount of torque and power. It really starts picking up when you get up into the rev range. Definitely does not fall flat on its face. All right, so sitting here to stand still, we'll put it in power mode. See how the all-wheel drive hooks up. Let's go. Waiting. Okay, there it is. There she goes, 80, 100 kilometers an hour, 120, Okay, so at high speeds, the Subaru Forester STI is incredibly stable. We're doing 16 kilometers an hour right now on a very bumpy road. Soaks up everything. I mean, there's no worry, there's no twitchiness about it at high speeds. Nothing is wrong with this chassis. It feels as solid as can be. If you expect it to be super luxurious and just crazy roomy in here, like you're in a first class cabin on an airplane, it's not quite that. It definitely feels like a smaller car. Does what you need for daily driving situations, but it's fast. I would consider this a fast wagon. It's a lot of fun. So we brought this Forester STI in through Mark over at Brave Auto in Japan. Really cool guy. I've talked to him a few times before, and he brought the car in for us. So basically what he does is he takes care of everything on the Japan side. You tell him what car you want, you tell him what your budget is, you tell him what condition you want, the highest mileage you're willing to buy, and then he'll search the auctions, he'll find you a car. If you want to bid, you go ahead and bid. Then you win the car, like in our case we did, and a couple weeks it gets shipped out on a boat, and lucky for us, Vancouver, Canada is the first stop when boats are coming over from Japan, and then they go down the coast, down Washington, Oregon, then all the way down California, San Diego, and places like that. So it's cool for us. It only takes about 2 weeks for the car to get here from the time it leaves Japan, from the time it arrives here. Then from there, you put it through inspection, you're good to go. So interior stuff that you get with the STI. You look on the side here, I mean, just awesome materials. That was probably one of the things that just blew me away when we first stepped into this car, was the cleanliness and the thought that went into the materials that just sets this apart from the normal Forester that we get over here in North America. I mean, the seats, awesome Recaro seats, great materials. The seats are great. There's absolutely no complaints with the interior, except for one thing. One minor thing, but it's something you have to point out with a car like this. So when you're going on a road trip and you want to put your favorite drink somewhere, okay, you look around, no, nothing really around, there's no real cup holders, and then you find, oh, okay, there's a little drink symbol here, you pull this out. Great, I've got cup holders that hide away, right? Good in theory. And then you put your drink there and you realize it's really hot out, so you want to put the air conditioning on. Well, it's kind of in the way. You can't see anything, you can't hit the buttons. It is kind of annoying. Like Subaru, you would have thought that you would have come up with something a little bit better than that. So the turbo is still relatively small compared to other turbo cars and Subarus that we filmed. So, I mean, torque comes on really strong. It's tough to tell with the automatic transmission exactly when the turbo's spooling up, because you hit the gas and then the first little blip of power you feel is just the transmission shifting down, and then you get the turbo to spool up. So I'd say somewhere just after 3,000 RPM is when you really get the torque kick in most gears, and then it just keeps on pulling right up to 7,000 RPM. Honestly, it's a really awesome place to be in here. It's really great. Definitely one of the cleanest cars we've ever filmed on the inside. I mean, the car's new enough. It looks modern, looks really great. I mean, the car's really grown on me for sure. It's got the optional STI 17-inch BBS alloy wheels on it. Makes the car really pop, especially because they are silver. Kind of goes along with the paint job of the car. Windows are tinted already, which is another great thing. Just kind of finishes off that exterior look. Obviously, it's got the signature STI hood scoop up there. Looks really great coming down the road. I was over on Brave Auto's YouTube channel the other day, and Mark actually just bought a Renault Clio Sport V6. Now, I don't know if any of you guys know what that car is. I've been in love with that car for ages, just seeing it on the internet. That obviously it's a Renault, it's from Europe, it's left-hand drive. It is a mid-engined hatchback with a V6 in it. It looks absolutely sick. It's one of the sickest looking cars you can get. That's another car you can bring in from Japan, all these kind of things. Lancia Delta Integrale, which recently became legal here as well. I've seen a couple of those. So all in all, just really great stuff you can bring in, and the Subaru Forester STI is definitely one of those unique vehicles that you never really see that you can now import into Canada. And then obviously if you're in the States, any cars over 25 years or older, you can bring in as well. So why would you want a Forester STI? Well, if you live anywhere like we do here in Vancouver, there's gravel, there's rain, a lot of rain, a lot of dirt roads, a lot of cool roads that you can just go on if you do have a car that has the ground clearance, adequate ground clearance, as well as obviously all-wheel drive. The power coming out of the corners, you just lay the power right down. There's no worries of oversteer, understeer. The car does understeer a little bit, under power, but you're gonna expect that with a Forester, but it's a lot of fun. I really like the car. So if you want to bring in a car yourself, definitely go hit up Mark over at Brave Auto. I mean, our experience with him has been great. I imported my MR2 through him as well. So make sure to go check out his website if you want to import a car yourself. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video on the Subaru Forester STI. I can't put it into words. I mean, this car is blowing my mind the entire time that we've been driving it. It's a lot of fun. It's great as a daily driver. It's almost better than the MR2 as a daily driver, but I'm biased because I still like a manual. But we're putting out new videos every single Tuesday and Thursday. Go tell your friends, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and listen to the Roads Untraveled podcast as well every Wednesday on iTunes, Shout Engine, or wherever you download your podcasts. Head on over to roadsuntraveled.net where you can find all our latest content, among other bonus content as well. So we'll see you next time.